I'm bringing you something that I said I would bring to you in a while. That while has been a month. Is a World of Warships live stream for that of the Japanese battleships. Now, take note. You see Mikasa here because technically she is that of a battleship, in my regards. In the main game, she's listed as a battleship. In the console version of the games, she's listed as a cruiser. But to me, she's in a very, very old battleship. Was the little guns that you see here. Take note, I do not have all of the battleships for that of the Japanese branch. Technically I do. I have every last Japanese battleship that was ever made. I don't have the tier 7 battleship, the battle cruiser in that regard anyway. But technically I do have all regular classes of the Japanese battleships. So at least that's good, I think. Just kind of like how I played almost with that of the American branch. I played Texas, New York, Texas the same times. I played Nevada. I could have played Oklahoma if I waited a little bit longer, but I didn't. But for now, we're going to start off with Mikasa, and we're going to work our way up to that of the battleship Yamato. She is the last ship in the Imperial Navy, pretty much. Well, second. Well, there was only 2 battleships in the Imperial Navy by the end of the Second World War. Yamato and Nagato. But she was pretty much rendered useless after the Bikini Atoll test, which was just nuclear testing to see if battleships and other different types of warships could survive a nuclear bomb above and below. I believe Nagato was one of the ones that survived alongside of that of its allied ship, Prince Eugen, but I'm pretty sure she was that of, she pretty much sunk. But pretty much, let's start off with the predecessor, especially the little signal for the admiral that I'm using. I think Tolga. Don't know how to say his name. They used his little thing during the Russo-Japanese War, Toro, if I'm not mistaken, in the attack of Pearl Harbor as the key little code word to engage the battle. Even they flew that admiral's flag at the time. Let's see how good we do with the great battleship. And who knows, maybe down the line I'll also use that of I'll go down the line of that to the British. Maybe by then I might have Vanguard. Not likely. But in that regard, again, technically she never saw actual usage in the Second World War. She came out a year afterwards. So we'll go there. And also this stream was originally going to get me that little French thing, the hunting eagle thing, but I've only gotten that one little thing where it's the Kraken thing 4 times. Where if you kill 5 or more ships in one battle. So kind of can't. And also there's a way to get a tier 2 premium ship for the Americans, a British cruiser. It's a St. Louis class cruiser. Get 5 days premium time, you get some coins, and get a bunch of flags and stuff. That's why I have 5. Can't see that ship anymore. And now they give it one live stream that might be a very long time in the making is that of, if I decide to ever do that, of the Italian battleship line. I know in the game technically there's only 2 battleships. Don't know how to say the first one, but there is that of Rome. My secondary batteries have a range of 3 kilometers, and that's too close for my comfort of a destroyer. I don't like this little open stretch right here. Torpedoes could easily be here. Where are you, my little destroyer? At least want to get something in this darn game. At least they hit, even though the destroyer should be the last thing I should be hunting down. Especially, and I got some cruisers near me, so they could help reload their guns faster than I can. I've been spotted, but where is the one that spotted me? It's kind of different that we don't have. It'd be funny if we had the premium cruiser Aurora to fight against in this little battle. It'd be a nice little Russo-Japanese war remake in this game. Come on, baby. Hey, we got him.
Enemy destroyer blown up.
Game somewhat of even, but not really. In terms of firepower, we lost the battleship, yeah, we lost the Wyoming. Dang. Not good that we lost the Wyoming. I'm technically the only battleship left in that regard then, because I don't think the last other cruiser, yes, the other cruisers, or the cruisers that were there, are not big. Not that much of big gunned. The only dangerous thing that they got that I don't is torpedoes. That's the only thing that I would worry about. And that of aircraft. I don't think Mikasa here has that. And also this, now that I think of it, I want to thank everyone that watches this now or in the future. I want to thank you. My World of Warship Mikasa video is getting very, very close to 1,000 views. That's incredible. I want to thank each and every one that watches this now, in the future, or watches the Mikasa video that sees this. I'll put a link at the end of this video that'll pop up when I can get to it, and put the link, put it there, the Mikasa video. I want to get that to 1,000 subscribers, and I'm so, and for me, I thank you all that have watched it. I have no idea what I did to that, and I thank for all the people that ask questions still about that video. For me, Mikasa is a wonderful ship to play as a tier 2. She is a lovely premium ship. She is perfect if that is a way of maybe introducing you to that of battleships if you're not ready for that, or get you in the tone of battleships, how they are, and also that maybe if instead of battleships, but you still like something with a little oomph, the armor, but the guns of a cruiser, maybe a heavy cruiser could be your liking, or maybe that of the different ships of the battle cruisers. I know there are very few of those. I think only Hood and Congo and that of Scharnhorst are the only battle cruisers in the entire game. I could be wrong, but these are wonderful ships. Next salvo, I'm going to have to switch to high explosive, not the armor penetration, because yes, fire damage is good, but for the battleship I'm shooting, I'm going to need more firepower, and less torpedoes can be hit on this one. Still not much. Darn, we lost that one, but I don't really play with her all that much in this mode, but we still made a good little thing of money. And now, to go on to her predecessors after that. Which actually, now that I think of it, for those of you that are in... Oops. That's not what I wanted. Allow you to look at a little bit of history for her real quick. Pause the video here, and you can see the little thing of her, and I'll do that for all the other ones too. You can pause the video, and actually now that I think of it, this is technically a battle cruiser as well, now that I see it again. I forgot this was technically a battle cruiser. So is that of Congo, then you go in more traditional battleships, was that of Fuso, and then Nagato, and then finally, at the pinnacle of all battleship creation, the flagship in Yamato. And I'll get to her in a bit. Her, I don't really play with all that much, just like the other battle. I don't play, sadly, I'm gonna say this. Yamato, I have not taken out that much. I think I've taken her out a handful of times. Once was of my friend, named Driven Cloud, who you might have seen in the other streams or videos or something like that. We both have Yamato, we both used her. She is a wonderful ship, but she also can take damage. Big time. She may have that massive amount of hit points, does not keep you safe for long. You have to play her smart. And for me also, I like having a lot of money in the game, so I don't take out anything past tier 5 usually. Maybe special little events, or if I have premium time to get at least a balance, I might take them out. But only tier 6. Tier 5's not so tier 6 and tier 7, not really. It was a lot more affordable when I had only one tier 6, and then I had plenty of tier 5 battleships. That's how I worked. I only got cruisers up until tier 3. Then I went and got battleships, and continued off from there. But then when I got all of them up to tier 6, I realized that's not really going to be that much affordable for very long, especially at the time when I realized that I did not have all the money that I do now in this game. Just like, you know, so now I have a lot of more ships, so I can help my research go a lot faster. Since now, like today, I just got the tier 5 Italian cruiser. And eventually, of course, whenever it comes out, I will get the tier 5. I will get the Italian battleships. Whenever they decide to come out. And if not them, I will get the aircraft carriers first. Because I think British would be next in aircraft carriers. Or who knows. They actually, as if probably so many of you know by now, they have actually released the first tier 5 premium aircraft carrier in the game. I probably will not get it anytime soon, since I spent a lot of doubloons on that of the Megatron skin and Commander thing, even with the little coupon that they had right there. Still very, very expensive. I calculated it, that was like 30 bucks that I spent pretty much in this game on coins.
Torpedoes, dead ahead. Torpedoes, astern!
Ah, we didn't get to kill him, take him with us. Damn. But at least we made a lot of damage. And since we survived with Mikasa, we'll go with this one. At the end of the game, we shall see her sink, I guess. And for me, I kind of almost wished I had more people to play this game with you, but if I got my other friends that I play with on this game, it would take them a long time to get up where I am, since I have 2 tier 7 ships, Iowa, and, well, not one, I have 3. I have Iowa, I have Bismarck, and I have Tirpitz. both Iowa and Tirpitz, since Tirpitz is a premium ship. She's fully upgraded. Iowa's fully upgraded. Sister Bismarck.
That's how it's done.
The Bismarck, no, not even one upgrade. I have it, the ability to upgrade her by one little thing, but I don't. As you can also see, I have 99 ships. Maybe by the time I decide to make the British one, because let me see here. Yes, the next one would be the British. I might have the ship that you see going now for resources. Congo, a very good battle cruiser. You can sit there and read while I say little things. As far as my knowledge goes, in terms of battleship to battleship combat in the Pacific theater, I think the USS Washington, which is a North Carolina class battleship, is the only one to effectively sink another battleship, and that would be a Congo class battleship. I don't remember which one it is. It's been a while since I saw a video on that. I think it's like Battle 360 or something like that, the show on History Channel that you can find it on YouTube, where you get to see the Explorer, get to see all the battles of that, of the Enterprise, which is a ship I would love to see in this game. That you do get to see some side battles here and there, and one of the side battles, I believe, is that of the battle between the USS Washington and, like I said, don't remember the name of the ship off my hand, nor could I probably remember it. Actually, let me go grab my Navy book real quick. I've returned. Let me look at the very ending of my book. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to go first. Need a light. Let me even see what it... That might be it right there. It's H-I-E-I. Don't know how to say that. That might be it. It is in the Pacific Theater. And no, that was sunk by aircraft. I forgot. This one can actually say. Oops, I'm already getting shot at. Let me look at that later. Need to focus on the battle and not get torn up. But I forgot. I'm looking at my book, looking for the name and seeing where it might be if I could remember a little bit from the video, but I also forgot it says, what sunk it? Uh-oh. gotta keep at least my front. Gotta keep staring at least one of them.
Enemy heavily damaged. Torpedoes direct front.
I just went into there and I was trying to get these guns to spin around. That was a quick battle, but at least I went out like a battleship. Not by torpedoes. And while she sinks, let me see. Yeah, that might be it. These two here were surfaced and air attacked. This one here was just surfaced attacked, and that was at night, I remember the battle. So let me go to that. Let me see, what was the date? The 11th. So that... It's too far because now I'm there. I knew it was the Battleship Washington, so I have to find that. Ah, there was the Battleship Washington. Where? Ah. Yes, Washington. She fired here. Yes, that might be it. Actually, no. That's not it. It's the Hiroshima. Let me see. Let me just spell it out. Kirishima. That would be the name of the Japanese battleship. Let me look. But that's her, alright. She was fate. She was destroyed. Her fate says here, sunk in naval combat. So yes. And let me just keep my phone here just in case, because now we're on to that of Fuzo. I'm trying to remember. There were only 2 of her class. You can see, you can read there. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it was the Battle of the Yasakawa Strait. I'm probably butchering the hell out of that. So for any people of Japanese descent or people in Japan watching this, I do apologize. I'm butchering the hell out of these actual theaters of war and different battles. I do respect the Imperial Japanese Navy for what they did. I just am crappy with names. Yes, that was battles in the South China Sea. Let me see. The fate of Fuzo. Ah. Surface combat. So that's in 44.
Good luck, everyone. Stations.
I'm going to go that way. Come on, where is this battle line? No, it's somewhere. Fuzo, I do know, was sunk by that of a combination of a lot of battleships. Big gun boats. And I believe they say that the battleship West Virginia was the one that hit all of its targets. Hit its target every time, and at this point I'm not even finding it, or I've probably gone past it. Ah, here we go. The Battle of the Saragawa Straits, yes. If Fuzo was there, a Congo-class battleship, if I'm not mistaken, and let me reopen my phone, see. Oh no, she was that of another Fuzo class. She was another Fuzo, actually Fuzo and her other sister ship. But they only had, they had 14-inch guns, which are the American battleships. The Pearl Harbor survivors were also that of 14 gun calibers of 14 inches. Yes, it was Pennsylvania, California, Tennessee, Missouri, or no, Mississippi, Maryland, and West Virginia that took part in that battle line that sunk both those ships and sent them to the briny deep. And if you watch it, if you're interested in that type of stuff, I think another YouTube channel, the Battleship New Jersey people, actually did that of like, what if could the Battleship New Jersey and something just as powerful be just there as well. They said even adding like Nagato class and the Americans fell into that line, it would be basically no ship could survive that, probably that much punishment very long. So the Nagato, or not the Nagatos, the Fuzos were very old at the time. I think a couple years behind even that on the American Pearl Harbor survivors.
Problem solved, sir.
And also, they were the others in that of both Fuzos were that of heavily damaged by other ships too during the battle. By different, like by destroyers and everything. So they were not at top performance-wise.
All stations reporting the position of a strategic target.
Let's go back to that page because
Torpedoes to starboard. Our team is taking the lead.
good thing caused flooding.
That's how it's done. Nice work.
gonna survive this battle like the first one. The last two didn't survive, but we'll see the outcomes for those if we won them or not, even with our teammates won them, at least for us anyways. It is, I know this live stream might be a wee bit shorter than the American one, but I had more ships for the American brand, for the Americans, since they have nothing but battleships. What you see with the Imperial Navy is what you kind of get. I don't have the copies, I don't have the sister ships at all. If they ever do make the sister ships, you might see a video from me, and that. Like I know with I think the only sister ships for the Japanese is that of a cruiser Miyagi. Again, I apologize for my pronunciation of the ships. I don't know how to correctly say them, but at least I'm trying. I know with the battleships because I look them up. The cruisers and some of their sister ships, not really. I know the class. I don't know the other one. I don't know that many other ones. Like, as I was saying, that's a cruiser. She has her sister ship, and Mutsu, a Nagato class battleship, has her sister ship is in the game, but I don't have her sadly, and she's the only Japanese battleship with torpedoes. Why she's the only one with torpedoes? No idea. She's, I guess, basically, she's a threat if you're that of another fellow battleship and you get too close. Yes, the torpedoes don't cause that much damage, but they might cause flooding if you're unlucky enough to get it. So you never truly know with those. Like, let's see here, because I don't think I checked the last one. Me, these ships are all wonderful. They're all big guns, like them. They serve their country very well to the very end. Even the newer ones. Which really, technically, these are all World War I battleships. They're just somewhat upgraded to at least serve in the Second World War. The only new ones are that of Yamato and Musashi. They're the only new ones. They can. These older ones, yes, they could probably go toe to toe with a regular standard American battleship. But in terms of like maybe Iowa's, not so much. Since I know the rule of thumb is basically what caliber your guns are. That's what you have. That's what you have to protect. That's what your armor has to protect yourself. So they had equally skilled commanders, equal number of ships, and the ships were taken out precisely like they would probably have been. Battles may have been differently if they still competed with big gun capital ships. But since Japan basically lost virtually all its air support at the Battle of Midway, losing, I believe, all 4 carriers? Yes, all 4 carriers. They pretty much lost any offensive capability, really. If they would have found the last of the aircraft carriers, if they would have found the Enterprise, would have been the same way. They could have gone, since Japan still had more active carriers than us. You had like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. But I guess they come. But those were probably later war carriers. If you would have sunk all 3 active carriers in the U.S. Navy, you would have been good, because I think the only ones we had left was that of Ranger, and she wasn't really even combat capable. I don't even think she really took part in any major battle. I think she was more of a training ship. But she still would have been a threat, at least somewhat. That she could carry aircraft, she would have been a potential target in my opinion as well. But if you would have at least kept some of the carriers, I know some of the carriers from Pearl Harbor survived, and not all of them were sunk at the Battle of Midway. I think it took them at least a longer time. Even Essex's pilots say that they claimed one of the ships that attacked Pearl, so see if I can find it real quick while my secondary guns are doing that. I can look real quick how many ships actually took place in the Battle of Pearl. As soon as I get these guns to shoot one more time.
Enemy battleship destroyed.
There we go anyways, we won. Let's keep going. Ah, yes. Here we go. You have 6 aircraft carriers. If they would have maintained that, would have been pretty damn good. Now for the last battleship in the entire Imperial Navy at the end of the war, and the only ship in this entire book that doesn't share her fate since it's after the war, is that of Nagato. In my book, it does not even say after the war. Nope. According to this, she is the last pretty much one surviving. And also that I see, she's also, Japan, sadly, is also the one that lost the most ships in the war. Let's continue with the surviving ship in the Imperial Navy. Until Bikini Atoll, of course. Yes, I see here. And this is only counting capital ships, this little index thing. Yeah, pretty much the Japanese lost a lot. Pretty much it's either to the airstrikes, a few was actual battleship to battleship, these big gunfights, a lot to airstrikes, and a lot of bombing in port and running aground for one of them I see. And a couple actually submarine battles, so not that bad I say. The Battleship Georgia, if I actually would have gotten, if there's all the ships that I could have gotten in this game when they did their little thing, I would have actually liked to get her. That little Russian cruiser that I have is good, but I do like battleships more than cruisers. Sailed in Nagato. She shouldn't. The Japanese line, now that I think of it, that I'm going to say this, should have been the one to have gotten the other. That must be Russian, but it almost looked Japanese in style due to the smokestacks. But as I was saying, for me it was going to be Americans first, then Japanese to finish off their battleships lines completely, then it would have been British, German, and then, but since I was doing Grocer Kerfer, I had premium time, I was actually making some profit using the tier 6 German ship. I used her. Now that I think of it, the tier 6 is also a battle cruiser, so sorry, forgot one too. Actually, now that I think of that, oh yes, she was bombed in port. I was about to say, Tantrum? I don't know how. Or even if she was sunk, if she was just scrapped due to Hitler just losing all faith in the Navy. Oh yeah. All capital ships were that of sunk, scuttled. Again, since it was after the war, they don't have the ship that actually went with Bismarck on her famous Arana on here, Prince Eugen. So now that I think of it, I do agree with the YouTube channel, the Battleship New Jersey. Great thing if you like history, you like battleships like me, it'd be good thing. That actually, it would have been nice if, instead of bombing the hell out of it twice, if they actually would have
Enemy cruiser sunk.
good time that it was on camera. That I think of it, that would be good if they would have actually kept Prince Eugen as that of as a trophy ship. Since yes, they did come to America and everything else, but I wish they would have kept her. She would have been the last ship in the Kriegsmarine at the war. She's the only ship to survive the battle of the Denmark Strait, since she was basically told go on ahead, since she could get away. And I think it was either her, I'm not sure, I think it was either her or Bismarck that actually had the camera footage of the Hood actually firing its main batteries in anger for the person that wrote. Oh, well, thank you. I love battleships too. And for me, the battleships actually, if you don't know this, but if you love battleships and you look up stuff about them at times, just out of curiosity, the battleships technically did not get decommissioned, well, at least the Isle was, until 2012. Technically they were still, at least the last one anyways, I can't remember, was still under Navy control. I think that was Wisconsin? No. Trying to remember. Yeah, the Wisconsin. That was actually a ship that the Navy still technically owned and actually helped run as a museum until they finally officially gave it over some time ago. But I think it was Iowa that she was officially strucken from the Navy in 2012, and then she became a museum ship. Technically, the battleships are not very, have not been decommissioned all that long. Yes, well, the newer ones. Texas, decommissioned after the war, museum ship, and actually pretty damn affordable. 50 grand. Texas raised the money, got her. Shoot, if I would have, for me, if I could have a time machine, go back in time and had 50 grand in my pocket, I'd go buy her in a heartbeat just as a nice ship to have, because if that would be meaning she could still be on, she could still set sail in, but over time the cost probably to keep her maintenance would be that of a hassle, since even now she's just now going to soon actually get the proper care that she deserves. Since I think I saw a long time ago when even the PC game version of this game actually asked for donations to if you could donate to the Battleship Texas, saying that when they actually went, a recording crew for them actually went there, they actually did say, I think one of the repair crews or them, saying the hull was so thin in certain places, if you dropped a screwdriver, it would go straight through the hull. But now she's gonna, after hurricane season, gonna actually go to dry dock, get the repairs that she needs, at least to make her stable enough for a dry berth. Which to me is good. A 100-year-old ship like that needs to survive. It shows the Dreadnought era. It shows the Dreadnought era. It's pretty much a veteran of both world wars. And I'm pretty sure she's also, I think they said she's also very historical in the terms of her engines, and also at the time of when she was, at the time of her service, at the beginning, she was one of the most powerful warships on the planet. Ooh, I killed one of Iowa's guns. 6 Federals remaining. But yes, for the person watching now, out of all the battleships that you have ever read or you know about that are... Well, actually there's 2 questions. 1, what is your favorite battleship that still remains in this world today? And also, what is your favorite battleship entirely through history? I'd like to actually know, because I know there's a lot of people that have their favorite warships. Because of the historical significance, or that they would just look cool on the battle, just cool from the pictures that you can find. That's a question for people watching the stream now, and watching it later when this becomes a video, actually. If you've made it up to this point, which I hope you have. USS Washington. Very good. The only American battleship that actually sunk a jet. They only sunk in another enemy battleship in combat. Which, like I said, I don't know how to pronounce its name. So I apologize. And yes, for me, I agree. And for me, out of ships that they could have kept, I think they should have kept USS Washington as one of the ships, but at the time, like I agree, I guess, at the time that some countries did not have them, or not countries, states had the money to actually properly buy a warship. I don't think I've ever heard of that warship. I'm gonna have to look it up after this. There below the USS Washington's sister ship, out of the water! Or someone at North Carolina that does it to its own ship. Oh, we won. Woohoo! Ah, it's a submarine. Sunk by own torpedoes off China. That sucks. Sunk by its own torpedo. Okay, that sucks. That's sunk by its own torpedoes. That must have been a malfunction then or something. But yes, submarines were that of good little things also in the Navy too that I forgot. For me, if my computer was a lot more powerful, I would love to play with the submarines in the online version, the computer version, the computer version of the game to actually play with submarines. But I guess since it's not, I'm going to have to wait until they actually allow them to come to this game. And now for the piece de resistance, the final battleship that I have in the in my Imperial Japanese Navy, the Japanese battleship Yamato, the only super battleship ever produced. Which I do know there was other ships, like Grosser Kurfer was a part of the Z plan or the Z plan for the Nazis, to where even they thought they could rival Japan. They could have, if they had a more competent commander, but let us take this wonderful warship out and about. Kind of funny. We start with the oldest ship that I have, technically speaking, the Mikasa. Wonderful ship, wonderful pre-dreadnought that I started off with, and now going to the pinnacle of Imperial naval production, with the biggest guns in the entire game. 18.1 inch guns, a gun caliber that will never ever be surpassed in this time period. She will stay as one of the most powerful battleships. For me, I wish they would, which if events got her the right way, she would have had a proper actual proper fight. For me, since I don't last very long with Yamato, sadly at times, I'm gonna go with the other battleships and actually stay the hell very much back. And let's see here where the great and powerful Yamato was sunk. She was sunken in 45, gotta find it in my book here, but I know I have to pay attention, and I've already been spotted by a Resolute that's already taken damage. Yeah. Resolute, you're a good ship, but keep your sights. Here, the Battle of the South China Sea. Third. Hello, Yamato. Which I do wish they had that of. My brain does not want to think of her sister ship's name for some reason. It wants to say Mikasa, but I know it's not Mikasa. Hate that. What is that? What is that other ship's name? Not Mutsu. Musashi. I don't know why it took me that long to think of her name. Which I know they have her again in the online game, the PC game. But she does not have as many AA guns as this one does, as Yamato does. Thank you for the one that put it into the comments. I just had a massive brain fart for some reason there. It's like, you know it, but you can't say it now. You're just not wanting to say it. But hopefully, they don't target me that much with Yamato. That I don't have the other commander to give me the ability to have more health, because I believe these ships can have over 100,000, at least a lot more health. I know Grosser Kerfer can have over 100,000 hit points. Salutes, you're a good ship, but you're going against 2 Yamatos. And only 1 shell hits you. It's still a lot of damage from 1 little shell. You have me at 4. I think they're 15 inchers. Not 100% sure on Resolute's caliber of gun for their main turrets. But it's nowhere close to 18.1 inch guns. It's also why, and I think that I thought of it a while ago for a stream, that's probably what they dropped on the American US fleet at Pearl Harbor, the old Nagato shells that are 16.1 inch shells, most likely. There's the other Yamato. Ooh, this is gonna hurt. I think I'll back up now. Actually, I'll go forward, because then I can at least... We still have another ship. What's this one? Alaska? Yes. Cruiser killer, so I technically should not fear it, but I'm just going to out of principle. What about you, Yamatos? Let's see how good you can take a hit. Ugh, didn't even hit her once. Dang. And there's only, and we've lost 3 ships, and 1 is a battleship. They've only lost a destroyer. These ones are playing smart. Ooh, that's not looking too good for me. I better start running. I should have got hit pretty good. I am going to let that of Georgia take a hit. I believe she has 17 inchers. So she, I believe, has the 2nd most powerful guns in the entire game. I'd like to not be spotted in close gun range. Someone has Missouri. Out of principle, for just a little bit of irony, it would be nice to sink Missouri for Yamato, since that's where the Japanese surrendered on, but at my state, I don't even think I'll get close. Or even a chance to sink such a warship. And we've lost both Yamatos! That's wonderful! I'm the last one! And now I've got to run, since George is leaving me. Not good. But, like the real one, have to go out like a true samurai. But, in order to do that, I cannot be showing my sides, which is detrimental to me. Ooh, and Resolute's in the smoke. That's not good. And the Yamato, the enemy's Yamato is still has better health than me right now. Resolute, this commander's actually playing as Resolute, like, that's Grimlock too. Oh, what if I could just get a few more hits on Resolute? This one at least will die. And I can sink Grimlock. But at the rate I'm going, I won't even be able to. I'll be able to shoot, not even less Yamato. Oh, look, torpedoes. I hate torpedoes. What? How did that ship sink me? Must have came after the gunfire. This is what... I'm not that experienced with Yamato, sadly. I don't play with her that much, and I know this is going to hurt me back pocket for this. But there's only 3 ships left. Might as well watch this one and see how it turns out. I think every time I've played with Yamato, except maybe once or twice, have my teammates won. There's Prince Eugen. There's the Georgia. And I guess we'll finish off with her, technically, since I don't have this one. A Muggy, I think, if I said it correctly. One of the last ships that the Imperial Japanese Navy, I think, designed before they decided, let's build Yamato. And I cannot believe someone actually gathered up that much to actually get that sorry, a battleship that I made a video on, a little party Easter egg thing a while ago, which they're not ever going to get at this point unless they get the ability to buy steel. Ooh, that there. That would have been even more hurtful if I didn't have premium time. Ooh! Right there's a reason why that service ship, sir, is why I don't use her. Expensive. But it didn't hurt that much, thankfully, since I had premium time. And one thing I forgot was to show the stats of her. Well, not the stats, at least a little bio so you can pause it, you can watch it, and see how lovely of a capital ship she is. But, like I've said before, sorry, I don't have this one, but technically she's not a real designed battleship. She is that of a paper ship. As you can see here. And sorry that I don't have Nagato's sister ship, which I will show. Or the heck was offers? Oh. Let's go. Don't have either of these ships, but I don't think this one is that of a real ship either. No. She's just another class of the same one, just tier 6. Very nice design, but not that much in design, in preference and power. I would play with a Nagato class a lot more if I had Mutsu here. Especially since I said she's the only Japanese battleship that has torpedoes. Why she got them and her sister ship did not is beyond me, but even her torpedoes, low damage, but very high speed. Still high speed, at least more than what the Americans have. Kinda wish I had more Japanese battleships, but sadly I only have 5. Technically 6 if you count Musashi. Not Musashi. Mikasa. But very all, I think this was a well balanced out stream in my regards, and it actually, let me refresh the stream and actually see how long this went for. Actually went over an hour. I thought I wouldn't have that chance, but a very good little thing nonetheless. We went from, well, I'll just do this. We went all the way from the beginning of big guns for Japan, starting with the British bought Mikasa here, all the way up to the last built, one of the last built battleships in Japan, Yamato herself. And like I said earlier in the stream, I don't know, give me ideas maybe if I should do, I don't know, something special maybe for that of when the video for this ship here gets to 1,000 views. Maybe give me an idea or something, or I'll try and think of something very good, since that is my most popular video to date on my channel. I have not that many in the 100s, but I have nowhere near even, some of them are yet not even close to 200 yet. Close, but not that close. But I would never expect that one video to go blow up like it did, and I still appreciate the people that comment on that video. Like I said, for the people that commented in the past, or you see it now and you comment in the future, I have no problem answering your questions. Go right ahead. And for me, if you have the opportunity to get that ship, get it. She is a very good ship, and like I said earlier in the stream, if you don't like, she is a good introduction to that of big gun capital ships. At least getting there. If you don't like her, but you like the armor, I suggest going heavy cruiser routes instead of big gun ships that lead you up to that of like the big gun ships, which I wish like that of all that of the big gun ships. Of say like Yamato, or Iowa, or Bismarck, Tirpitz, Großer Körfer, or any of the other big gun capital any of the other big gun capital ships. At this point I'm rambling, dragging it on, but I wanna thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe and hit that bell to notify you anytime that I post a video or go live like this, and leave a comment down below after this becomes a video to comment and tell me what you thought. Maybe answer the questions that I asked that the one person that was watching the stream actually answered the questions. I very much appreciate it, and I thank you for coming and watching during when it was actually live. And I might actually have to look into that submarine to see actually why its own torpedo destroyed itself. That's very interesting. For that, I thank you. And, as always, I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you'll have a great rest of your day. Either you're watching this now, live, that's good night, unless you're watching on the other side of the world. Have a good rest of your day for people watching here in the States. Good night, or good afternoon, whatever it may be. Now, like I said, I'm rambling. And leave comments down below and say, are you excited to see maybe whenever I do that of the British battleship line? Let's see what, before I go up. Ah! Thank you for that information. I appreciate that little bit more insight. Now I'm really curious about the ship. And like I said, like I was rambling on earlier, I hope you all enjoy. Hope you'll have a great rest of whenever the hell time it is at this point. Comment down below if you want to answer the questions like I asked, and also leave a comment and tell me if you're excited, if you want to see it more than a month down the line for the British line. Let me know. Like I said, I'm rambling, so have a good one, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. See ya.